growing up with diabetes, I always felt the limitations that were there, but I was always taught that the only limitations one has are those in which you impose upon yourself. So I always fought those limitations. I always tried to push the edge of the envelope. I guess that's why I took up skydiving. After 38 years of type 1 diabetes, basically my kidneys started to fail. So we started the transplant protocols, thinking that it would be just a simple kidney transplant. I received a letter in the mail from the transplant center that said, because you're a type 1 diabetic, what we prefer to do is a cadaveric transplant, in other words, from somebody that is brain dead, and give you a kidney pancreas transplant. And on April 28th, while out here at the skydiving center, I received the phone call. Organs, and you'll have to forgive me, but it's after 38 years of being shackled after a 6.5-hour surgery, I was free of all that. Not only did I no longer have kidney disease, but I no longer had type 1 diabetes. To me, it was just a freaking miracle. I told the doctors, I'm going to be your star patient. 99.9% of organ success is aftercare. So when I heard that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep these things as long as I can. They had people stand up giving how long they'd had an organ. You had people 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. They had this one young lady that stood up and said, I've had this kidney for 29 years. I was like, that's going to be me. I'm going to hold on to these organs until, you know, I can donate them to somebody else. So. I find it is interesting because the pharmaceutical company sent a blood pressure cuff. You put it on, you push a button, and it gives you the readout. And there we go. We've got 159/95. That's a little bit elevated, pulse of 100. Your temperature, they make the little digital thermometers. I got one of the ones that costs like 20 bucks that you stick in the ear, and it's immediate. And there beep. It is. Yeah, this time it's reading 98.7. Okay. Blood glucose monitor. I had the one I had before. Check it twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening. These things become part of your routine. No more than 3 to 5 minutes. About 11:30. Big deal. Basically what I do is I keep my medication list in my wallet at all times. That way, if for some reason, you know, let's face it, accidents happen. Could be a car accident, could be anything. You're found unconscious, you know, the doctors, you know, or the EMTs are going to go through your wallet looking for anything, especially wearing a medical alert tag. But this is my list of drugs and when I take them. So with this also, each week we refill the medication. So the first thing we grab here is Prograf, which I take 3 milligrams in the morning and 3 milligrams at night. And this is 12 medications right there. Now when I first started out, I will tell you this, I was taking 36 pills a day. I actually have a system. What I do is I take the Cellcept first, which are the largest. Then I take the Valcyte along with the multivitamin, because those are the next two largest. And then the rest of them are so small, I just pop all those in my mouth and just chug the water down. I'm supposed to drink a lot of water anyway, so good reason to drink a lot of water. But yeah, there was one morning I went to chug the water down and my throat said, no, you're not swallowing, you know. And I was like, I've got these pills in my mouth, and I just had to get over that fact. And, you know, there's sometimes I have to get over the gag reflex and just swallow the pills. You just got to stick with it. You got to realize what it's for. It's to keep you healthy. It's to keep you alive. And I have an alarm set on my cell phone. I've always got my cell phone with me. That when it goes off, I stop what I'm doing and I take my medication. And because of the fact I get up every morning to have to do those vitals, you know, that's done at 8 a.m., right when I take my drugs. Noon comes around, the alarm goes off, I take my pill with my meal. 5 p.m., that's kind of close to dinner. If I'm in traffic or whatever, I've always got water with me because I got to drink 64 ounces of water a day. I carry a Camelback with me. It's no big deal. I take that one. 8 p.m., I'm doing vitals again. That's when that one goes off. You just set an alarm, and when that alarm goes off, that alarm means stop what you're doing, take your meds. I'm a techno geek, I'll admit it. Any gizmo, you know, the iPhone. If I did not have that device on my hip, I mean, 8 o'clock would breeze right by, and I'd be watching a movie, and next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock, and I'm going, uh-oh. That's why I have to have this alarm system.
We'll edit it.
I did miss once.
We'll do these.
I was driving, the alarm went off, threw the pills in my mouth, drank the water, and I realized, wait a minute, I just took my 8 p.m.s instead of my 5 p.m. I immediately went home, called the support line that's open 24 hours, called them and I said, what do I do? They said, nothing really, it's going to happen. You know, and if it does, you just let them know. Okay, so you got to take pills 4 times a day. Actually, eventually, it goes down to like twice a day, every 12 hours. I'd rather do that than dialysis 3 times a week or peritoneal dialysis every night. No, thank you. I realized that somebody had given me a gift. Somebody had taken a loss and turned it into a legacy. Somebody had a family member die. And at that moment they said, I want to give to someone else. Through their grief, I'm able to survive. Again, I apologize for the emotion, but when it changes your life that much, and then you realize, I've got this gift, I've got to take care of it. I can't take it for granted. Also, with the pain that I went through surgery, and then through the complications, it's like, I want to hang on to these as long as I can. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go on a list again. You can't do this alone. You have to have a support system. They told me that right from the beginning. You have to have somebody in there. Nice lady in the back seat is my lovely bride, Marty. We've been married just over 4 years. And she is the love of my life, and one of the main reasons I can arguably say I'm one of the happiest men alive today. I have a phenomenal wife who stayed on me, who looked at me and said, I'm going to ride you about drinking water, because I have to drink 64 ounces of water a day. Keep well hydrated. She was my best coach. She was my worst nightmare. But at the same time, she's the best dream possible because I had somebody that backed me up. I had that support system. It doesn't rule our lives. It's become a part of our lives. Double passed, mated, cable moves freely, leg strap's good to go. I don't want to be sick. I've been sick for 38 years and I've been fighting it the whole time. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. There's a life out here. There's a huge wide world out here that I want to experience. I'm looking forward to learning how to scuba dive now. To go to Ireland, to go to see where my ancestry is. I want to live life. I could have never imagined feeling this good 3 months ago. I could have never imagined feeling this good. I feel so good, I tell people I want to get into trouble. This is why I take care of myself. So I can have the absolute most fun on the planet. And I don't have to put a pump on. I don't have to worry about low blood sugars anymore. I don't have to worry about high blood sugars anymore. I don't have to worry about feeling like crap. If I could only somehow put the feeling I have right now inside my head in other people's heads, they'd go, I'll take whatever you want. I'll swallow a manhole, for God's sake. It's just... I didn't believe it was going to be this good. I couldn't have believed it was going to be this good. It's like skydiving. You have no idea until you do it. Oh, man.